I didn't have a rough life. I had a good life with some really unfortunate happenings. I was born in July of 1985 at Bayfront Medical Center in St. Petersburg, Florida, also known as St. Pete, which is part of Tampa Bay. Tampa's Hillsborough County, St. Pete is Pinellas County. My biological father, I really never knew. I mean, I did, but not really. So, I really can't say much about him. My dad raised me since I was little. So, that was my dad. I'm not going to say I had a rough life. I haven't. I've had a good life with some really dark and unfortunate moments. I had a friend of the family, you know, growing up, the younger guy. His family knew our family. He was older than me. I mean, I was probably, I don't know, 13 or 14, and he was like 18, something like that. And his name was Mark. This is the first time something like this is real action that had happened to me that I can remember. I mean, obviously we've all had pets die on us and things of that nature, and family as they get older. But Mark was pretty young. He had his girlfriend, and they were moving out of his parents' house to his house, which was on the same property. I mean, but it was his house, and she found an old gun of his that he forgot he even had, and she gave it to him, turned around and started to walk away, heard a boom, turned back, he was on the ground. Nobody knows if it was intentional or accidental, but he had shot himself in the head. He was pretty young. It was pretty harsh because that was like one of the first times somebody I knew had died like that. There was friends in school that had I had a friend fall out of a tree house, and he died too. He fell out of a tree house and landed on a picket fence, and it went through his jaw and up into his brain, like under his chin, and it killed him. I mean, he survived for a couple days, but it killed him. And then I had another friend who was a really good friend of mine, got hit by a car and it messed him up bad. He was it messed up his brain so much that he ended up with the mind of a child. I mean, granted, we weren't that old. We were probably 11 or 12, I'd say. Maybe a little younger. But he ended up with the mind of, you know, like a 5-year-old. A permanent limp. One of his arms was disabled. I have a son that we don't get to see because of a really messed up situation. And after my dad, you know, there's just nothing that we can do. I mean, we've got plans for the future to deal with it, but we can't legally do anything right now. So our daughter does have a brother. It is her full brother. My dad adopted him, and his wife won't let us see him. He doesn't know who we are anymore. He's 13. He was born 100 years to the day of my great-grandfather, who was a full-blooded Cherokee. My grandfather was born November 9th, 1906. He was born November 9th, 2006. And our daughter was born November 1st, 2009. So they're 3 years apart. He's going to be 14 this year. She's going to be 11. And so we don't get to see him. We moved up here to Kansas going on 11 years. And I'm going to stop real quick and adjust my phone. But yeah, so we don't get to see him, and we moved up here, and not long after we somebody came to my house again and told me that my dad had died. And I'm like, what? No, he was only 40, he's 43. No, he didn't die. I mean, well, they called my uncle, well, one of my uncles, the oldest of the three, my Uncle Vince. The first words out of his mouth were, "I'm sorry." And I lost it. I mean, I broke down right there. Ended up flying down, and let's go find out what the city is doing. I ended up flying down for his funeral. Stayed with one of my cousins. Over 500 people attended his funeral. That's just the type of guy he was. I mean, it was a massive funeral. And again, he was 43 years old. So, I mean, come to find out, his wife, they had been arguing and that for a while, and I've heard two different stories, but both of them, you know, it could have been prevented. My dad was on painkillers because his body was beat up, you know, much like mine is. I mean, I'm into the same things he was. And he was trying to get off of them, so much so that he had quit cold turkey at the family restaurant one day and collapsed. And the doctor told him, you got to wean yourself off of them. You can't just stop cold turkey like that. So he was weaning himself off of them, taking smaller and smaller doses. Well, they ruled his death as an accidental overdose. And he, basically, the two stories I heard, the first story I heard was that she made him a drink, his wife, big, went to the store, came back 5 minutes later, and he was cold, which is, that doesn't happen. Looks like there's a fire up here. But the other story I heard was she came home, he was breathing funny, and she laying on the couch, sleeping, and she ignored that because she was still mad at him and didn't care. And he ended up, where is that coming from? I hope that's not a house. Oh, somebody's burning trash in the backyard. And she went to the store and came back, and he wasn't breathing at all. So either way, it could have been avoided. It really could have. And then, not long after that, maybe a year, 2 years, I found out my cousin Steven, which everybody called Shorty, he shot himself. He took his own life. Really dark situation. He sent his brother a text saying, "Take care of my kids for me." When he went looking for him, he found out that his El Camino was missing and his gun was missing, so they went all over the place looking for him, and they went out to Gandy Beach, and he was in his El Camino, had the doors locked, and as soon as his brother walked up, or started walking towards the El Camino, he pulled the trigger. They broke the window and pulled him out, and he ended up dying in his brother's arms on the beach. Then my grandfather passed away on my dad's side. Not long after that, and then I got my biological father passed away. The last time me and him had spoken, he started bad-mouthing my dad, and I was like, "No, you're not going to do that." Like, he stepped up and did the job that you didn't do. He did something he didn't have to do. He gave me a life that was, I never wanted for anything. I was like, you don't get to do that. I said, you need to get your head straight. And at the time, I didn't realize he did have a mental illness. But it was still not right, what he did. And I told him, if you want to talk to me again, I expect to hear an apology, because that's not right. That's not cool at all. And I got a phone call not long after that he had passed away. He had stopped taking his medication for, I think it was his liver. And yeah, on the surface, my life seems like it was great, and it was. I mean, but like I said, filled with it's filled with situations like that. I mean, there's a lot of good too, but some of the stuff, I mean, it messed with me. I mean, it really did. But my dad raised me. He was the type of person that would literally give you the shirt off his back, and he's gone. Just out of the blue, like that. I mean, he was 43 years old. 43 years old, he was gone. My cousin Steven, Shorty, he was literally 2 weeks younger than I am. Literally 2 weeks. My buddy that nobody knows if it was an accident or not. He was, I think he was in his early 20s, late teens, early 20s. It's just people too young. It's just, what I say, cherish life. That's why I try. I mean, as I've gotten older, I've kind of calmed down, because I got to that point of where I'm old enough to know what other people think doesn't matter. What they perceive isn't reality. So why do I care? I know the truth. So why do I care? You know? But don't mistake the kindness for weakness. I mean, if I gotta, you know, if somebody's messing with my family or my friends, we're gonna have problems. But see, and then that's another deal. My family was always that way. You have issues, you call your family. Family shows up and it gets dealt with. Same with friends. I always had, you know, close friends. I mean, yeah, there were people that I didn't, but everybody has that. But I try and I try to be the light, if you will, because I'd rather make people laugh and smile than be one of those guys riding down the road and breaking mirrors. Yeah, I get upset. I get mad. But at the end of the day, what's it going to accomplish? I mean, it's not really going to accomplish much. So, basically, if my misfortune makes you smile or laugh or feel better about your day, then great. I mean, I'm not telling you guys this story about my life to get sympathy or anything. I just want it out there. I mean, I want people to know. If you've got problems, if you're having dark thoughts or something like that, or you know somebody who is, do something. Say something. Call. Help them. Because suicide is a temporary solution, or a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Yeah, your pain goes away, but everybody you left behind, they're mourning you, and they're missing you, and they have to live the rest of their lives without you. And I ain't gonna lie, I got to that point when I was younger too, when I was in high school. just a culmination of all kinds of things led me to a really dark place. So, oh, I almost hit that scorpion, or that rodent, whatever it was, mammal. I wonder where he was going. He was running lights. Well, he was running lights and sirens. Now he's not. But yeah, don't go through that alone. Don't go through it alone. Don't let other people go through it alone. I don't care who you are. If my life has taught me anything other than to enjoy life, because you never know when it's going to be taken away. Enjoy your family and friends, because you never know when they're going to be taken away. Live life to the fullest. Enjoy your life. Be kind to each other, because that's how the world's going to go around. That's how things are going to get better. You should be kind to each other. Help each other. We're all humans. I don't care what color your skin is, what nationality you are. We're all humans. We are. But yeah, just don't let that happen. Don't be regretting things that you said to people because you didn't expect them to be gone, or you thought it was just a call for attention, because it could be a call for attention, but it's not. It's not like you think. It's not just for attention. It could be. I'm not going to say that doesn't happen, but the odds are that they might actually be in that dark place, and they might be crying out for help. So help them. Help each other. Help. Just don't let that happen to people. I'm sorry I'm ranting, it's just that hurts even just thinking about it now. It's been for, years, but it still hurts. It still hurts. Those people, you never forget them. And you always ask yourself, what if? What if I would have done this? What if I would have said that? What if... Well, I'm going to put the number on the screen for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. I'm going to see how many I can find. Because I know there's people that watch this that are in different countries, and if I can find enough of them, they're going to be on the screen. If you are feeling that way, or you know somebody who could be, help them. Ask for help. You don't have to be ashamed. I don't want to see anybody else. I don't care who you are. I wouldn't want to wish that on my worst enemy.